We map our biological decline with exact precision. Our wrists process sleep architecture, heart rate variability, and blood oxygen in real time. Yet to fix the deficits this technology uncovers, we rely on a $170 billion industry that still operates on static, mass-manufactured pills. The limitation is built into human anatomy. When you swallow a standard capsule, it enters a highly destructive gastric environment. This triggers first-pass metabolism, a process where the liver breaks down and filters out unfamiliar compounds. By the time that supplement reaches your bloodstream, 80 to 90% of the active molecules have been destroyed. You are left with a massive bioavailability gap. Meanwhile, the data on your wrist sits in an isolated silo. A wearable can tell you that your recovery is plummeting and your cortisol is peaking, but it is a passive monitor. It cannot reach onto your kitchen counter, alter your chemistry, and trigger a physical intervention. Closing that loop requires bridging the digital to the physical. It requires a system that takes real-time biometric telemetry and instantly translates it into exact physical matter. This is the BioForge. It is an active molecular terminal. The engineering challenge here is severe. To achieve mass adoption, you have to build a device capable of clinical-grade microdosing, but construct it using a bill of materials that allows it to sit on a kitchen counter for under $100. Solving this requires abandoning traditional mechanical pumps entirely. Instead, the architecture is split across 3 disciplines: digital control logic, pneumatic hardware physics, and liposomal physical chemistry. By perfectly aligning these 3 layers, the daily burden of managing 20 different supplement bottles disappears. You replace an exhausting open-loop routine with a zero-friction automated biological baseline. The process begins with multi-omic ingestion. The system establishes your biological baseline using your static genomic profile, then layers dynamic daily telemetry over it. At 3 a.m., while you are asleep, the software queries your wearable data. It pulls your current heart rate variability, analyzes your recent sleep architecture, and calculates estimated cortisol fluctuations. This data feeds directly into a simulation layer. The system tests these variables against a digital proxy of your metabolism, simulating different molecular interventions before committing to a physical print. If the telemetry shows a sustained cortisol spike combined with a drop in REM sleep, the operating system adjusts the upcoming morning formulation. It immediately increases the concentration of L-theanine and magnesium glycinate to actively suppress the stress response. This creates a closed data loop governed by reinforcement learning from biological feedback, or RLBF. When you consume the shot, your wearable monitors the result. The RLBF algorithm measures the exact delta between the physiological response it predicted and the actual biological response it recorded. If your sleep efficiency doesn't improve by the target margin, the machine refines the formulation algorithm for the next day. The software layer guarantees that you are no longer guessing at dosages. You only consume the specific molecules your body mathematically requires on that exact day. Executing that digital command in the physical world presents an immediate mechanical problem. Traditional liquid peristaltic pumps that can deliver this level of precision cost thousands of dollars. The solution is a technique called pneumatic sharding. Instead of building expensive liquid pumps into the base station, the engineering complexity is shifted into disposable, smart cartridges using air pressure logic. The main dock houses a single, quiet microcompressor. It maintains a constant 2 pounds per square inch of internal atmospheric pressure. A $3.50 ESP32 microcontroller serves as the logic board. It calculates exact dispensing times down to the millisecond, adjusting for the specific viscosity of the liquid in each individual pod. This equation shows the exact fluid dynamic logic governing the delivery. This is the pulse protocol. Volume is determined by a strict mathematical relationship. The constant pressure, multiplied by the exact time the valve is open, divided by the fluid's viscosity, yields a highly specific microliter output. Physically, a 3-way solenoid opens for a fraction of a second, say 250 milliseconds. The air pressure rushes in and squeezes a vacuum-sealed inner pouch. The exact dose of liquid is forced out into your glass, completely untouched by the machine's internal mechanics. To finish the sequence, a final 100 millisecond pulse of pure air fires through the central manifold. This purges the line, ensuring zero cross-contamination between different molecular ingredients. By stripping out the liquid pumps, the entire technical bill of materials for the hardware drops to roughly $70. This enables a highly efficient razor and blade business model. By replacing complex moving parts with deterministic math and precise air pressure, the unit delivers clinical pharmacy accuracy from a standard countertop footprint. But perfect mechanical dispensing is useless if the molecules are neutralized by stomach acid. To protect the payload, the liquids inside the pods utilize pegylated stealth liposomes and micellar nanotechnology. These microscopic lipid spheres act as chemical shields, carrying the active ingredients safely through the digestive tract. The formulations rely on a core shell logic. An outer layer breaks down quickly to provide immediate release compounds like glucose stabilizers, while a protected inner core holds sustained release assets like repair peptides. The structural integrity of these spheres depends on a highly specific lipid bilayer constraint. The formulations maintain a precise 30 to 40 mol% cholesterol ratio. This is the chemical gold standard. It prevents the wall from leaking prematurely. The sensitive indole-based compounds survive the gastric environment, bypass the liver's first-pass metabolism, and diffuse directly into the interstitial fluid. This chemistry is tightly constrained by the physical hardware. The liquid formulations must maintain a strict viscosity between 1.5 and 3.0 centipoise. Any higher, and the fluid would cause cavitation and misfires within the pneumatic manifold. This intersection of physical chemistry and fluid dynamics finally closes the bioavailability gap, elevating a simple oral shot into an IV-level clinical intervention. A standard daily matrix of 12 nutrients covers baseline maintenance. However, optimizing human biology occasionally requires deep, high-impact clinical repair cycles. To handle this, the hardware utilizes the clinical sidecar. This is a modular, magnetic expansion bay designed specifically for high-resonance assets. When the module snaps into place, a pneumatic pass-through engages. The main dock's internal microcompressor instantly detects the new pressure line and integrates it directly into the primary dispensing logic. This sidecar houses 0 needle pods. They contain highly concentrated, oral stable versions of injectable-grade molecules, such as senolytics and repair peptides like VPC-157 and GHKCU. These compounds operate on a strict pulse logic. They do not dispense on a daily schedule. Instead, they are locked until authorized by clinical oversight and triggered only when your body hits specific biological recovery thresholds. For example, the machine monitors your sleep, waiting for a night of exceptionally high REM recovery to physically trigger a pre-authorized 5-day liposomal NAD+ reset protocol. The sidecar module effectively turns the kitchen counter into a sovereign longevity clinic, delivering the exact protocols of a biohacking retreat with absolutely 0 friction. The true power of this system is only visible when you pull back to look at the entire pipeline: continuous data ingestion, deterministic pneumatic hardware, and stealth nanocarrier chemistry, all functioning as a single unit. This structure maps a proportional integral derivative, or PID, control loop directly onto human biology. We are treating the endocrine system exactly like a precision chemical plant. Traditional pharmacology relies almost entirely on static dosing. It applies a proportional input, but entirely ignores the derivative, the rate of physiological change, and the exact need for predictive braking. By constantly monitoring the slope of these physiological changes, like a sharp rise in cortisol or QTC prolongation, the BioForge applies that missing predictive braking. It halts the dose before you hit the biological overshoot that causes adrenal fatigue or receptor downregulation. To guarantee zero-trust clinical safety, the system relies on a hardware-level failsafe. A dedicated field-programmable gate array acts as a watchdog. If any safety threshold is breached, it instantly physically severs the dispensing sequence. This brings us back to the core operational philosophy: enough thinking. The machine manages the complex loading cycles, the chemical half-lives, and the daily micro-adjustments. Your only task is to drink the output. True optimization shouldn't require you to become a full-time biological accountant. The ultimate health technology is an invisible, perfectly automated baseline that manages your physical resilience, so you can spend your bandwidth building your legacy.